All right, I will call to order the library trustees meeting at 6:01 p.m.
6:01 p.m.
And we start with last month's minutes. Everybody got them?
I have them.
Okay.
I've been reading them.
And there was
there something I sent
there
back
was
on?
yeah, there was a little typo, that's all.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure. And I hate to point things out because I'm certainly not.
Yeah, no. It was used libraries of libraries instead of
Yeah.
other libraries. Yeah, no, it made sense.
Yeah.
I read so fast that I have a hard time catching that kind of stuff.
I know.
But, yeah, I think
I probably got stuck on it. That's all.
yeah, I think they're all set. Did anybody have anything else about the minutes?
I do not.
All right, we will move to accept them.
I second.
All right, roll call vote. Lynette Wheeler, I accept. Beth Christensen.
I accept.
All right, unanimous.
Excellence.
Right?
Moving right along.
Moving right
Yeah.
along. Keep on trucking. What are we at? We're at director's report, right?
I think so.
I don't have my trustee schedule in front of me.
Wow.
I hadn't
Well-
pulled it up yet. So director's report is next, right?
Director's report. I assume you got it and maybe you had a chance to read it already.
Yes.
Okay.
I have it up.
All right. Well, there were some things on there from last month's meeting as well that are still kind of ongoing.
Yep.
Mhm.
Although the Powder House News, I have had a comments from some patrons that they really they like the story written in Powder House News about the library director. They
Great.
said it was nice,
Nice.
and I said, I know it was nice because I wrote it. And I even took a selfie, I took the
Yeah.
picture. So,
No.
so I know all about it, but I still haven't seen it in actual print. But I think it's a good thing that, that the town that the Powder House News decided to do.
Nice.
Even though I've been here for 9 years, there's probably people out there who, didn't know my background,
Hmm.
which, now they do.
Yeah.
And we did have a department head meeting on Tuesday. Usually I do this meeting and the department head meeting in one day. So
Right.
this is kind of
Right.
nice that I got to break it up a little bit. But anyway, it's coming up on the end of the fiscal year in
Oh.
June. So we did talk about that a fair amount. As I think I mentioned last meeting that Margaret is leaving.
Yeah.
So they have started apparently the new search process for a new town administrator. And so, but mostly the meeting was taken up by discussion about, end of year stuff. So June puts together like a package of all the things that we have to be looking, to provide information about.
Mhm.
And then she sends us a ledger with expenditures. I'll talk about that a little bit in the financial report.
Okay.
So, and the Friends of the Library are actually going to have a book sale. We haven't had one for 2 years.
Right.
So, on June 4th, we're hoping to do some of it outside.
Nice.
It'll be from 10 to 1 on June 4th. And we've been getting, they did solicit donations. So we've had quite a few donations, and the friends have regularly been coming in to cull through the books. So hopefully we'll have a successful sale. And hopefully we'll have a nice weather day so we can do
Yes.
Right. Right.
part of it outside. We've been trying to think of ways to attract people to the fact that we're having the sale. So
Yeah.
we're going to try to get the sign that's up in the center of town, the flashing sign.
Yep.
It's on the
Oh,
corner
nice.
of
Yeah, good
Pleasant
idea.
Street. Yeah.
Yep.
Try to get that and other, the
Mhm.
poster is everywhere. It's, in the general
Yep.
store, the post office, the town office,
Um,
Yep.
wherever. So, I'll
ask,
put it out on the social media pretty soon. Too.
yeah, I was gonna say, you can ask Mr. Campbell at BMS,
Oh, yes, yeah.
and
Yeah.
he'll put it in his weekly newsletter.
Oh,
Or
yes, all
if
right.
you print a
Nice.
flyer,
Yep.
you can send it home in the backpacks.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Sometimes
Okay.
I think the flyer's better when we
yes,
have
yeah,
enough time
Yeah.
to make one and have it approved.
yeah.
I agree with the flyer because
Yeah,
I
we
just,
already,
I get those, I get
Sometimes
like
you don't
2 of them
read
and,
the newsletter until like after the weekend.
right, right.
yeah. So we have some flyers made up. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah,
If you
Okay, so,
just, you can email a copy to them and
yeah,
print it and put it in the backpacks.
yeah. All right, make a note here. And what else?
I know my kids love the book sale.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mom.
and there's a lot of, it really covers a wide spectrum. We have a book donation policy on the website.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously, not everyone jumps right in and reads that, but
Yeah.
I usually suggest that they do, just so they know what we're looking for in terms of, what can you sell for a book.
Right.
Mostly people are cleaning out their basement, trying to get rid of stuff they collected, like all of us end up doing in our lives. But anyway, so we had some, so it looks like we're on track to have a good book sale. The Friends are also planning a garden tour.
Nice.
They do it every couple of years. And that's been one of the most successful fundraisers that they've done.
Hmm.
So that is, I guess, July 16th. Did I actually put that? Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah, you
Okay,
did.
so,
Okay.
yeah, they're still working on it. What they do is they put together a program and they
Mhm.
get some sponsors for the program,
Mhm.
landscaping companies, things like
Yeah.
that. And then, so they make some money on that. Then they have the people who will do their garden, will open it up to the crowd,
Nice.
and then people buy a ticket and they get the program, and then they just kind of self go to these people's houses, and there's
That sounds nice.
people assigned to
Mhm.
each house, so that the owners of the house and garden don't have to be there like entertaining. So but anyway, it works out well. It's a lot of work, but the Friends enjoy doing it, and so we're looking forward to that.
Sounds nice. That was July 16th.
July 16th is the date. I don't know if it's a tentative date. I believe that's pretty much set now.
Okay.
Still some work to be done. So anyway, one thing I forgot to put on the director's report, I will add it, is we got a donation from the Miele family. I don't know if I pronounced that, Miele family, Hazel Miele. In any case, she was very involved in genealogy, in doing genealogy, teaching people how to do it. And so they wanted to donate some materials that would help people. And we do get that request fairly often. We only have a few resources here, but the Historical Society in town also has some additional resources. So we did purchase a book in her memory.
Nice.
Just want to mention that. Let's see, Carolyn Hoddle, our library assistant, who was here for almost exactly a year, is leaving. And she had been looking for affordable housing, so senior housing, I guess you can get on lists. She was on lists in different towns,
Mhm.
and she had lived in southern New Hampshire for a while. Anyway, something opened up in Jaffrey, New Hampshire, so it just seemed like too much of a commute.
Yeah, I think so.
She wasn't going to drive like 60 miles a day. I mean, I would, but price of gas is going up and everything.
Right?
So
Right.
I
You could
know.
bike
she
it.
may spend spending her whole paycheck just to come and work here, which should have been fine. I don't understand why. wouldn't want to do that, but
I mean, we do the job for the love of the job, not for the money.
yeah, that's what I thought, but I guess I was wrong. But anyway,
Well,
Carolyn was
I
good,
wish her
and so we have, I just posted the job on the MBLC website, and it should be posted soon on the Town of Berlin site.
Okay.
So it was a process. The Personnel Committee has to approve the posting. So,
Okay.
but the MBLC side is kind of direct to the people that we're looking for.
Okay. Yep.
We used to advertise it more in like the Worcester Telegram and the newspaper, but it's expensive, and it doesn't really hit necessarily the audience that we're looking for.
Right.
Mhm. Yep.
So, and we got many applications for the last, a year ago,
Mhm.
when we had to go through this process. So we had one person in this job for about 13 years. But then since she left, it's been about a couple of years, and then it turns over.
Mhm.
And I think that's how it's going to be, but it's an important position in case, it's only 10 hours a week.
Stupid question. This
Yes.
is the librarian, correct?
Yeah, it's the position is library assistant.
Library.
And they
assistant,
mainly just
yeah.
work the circulation desk.
Okay.
They work 4 days a week. Actually, 3 days, most weeks they work 3 days. But they're there, so they can
Right.
spell the other people. So
It's about 10 hours a week.
10 hours a week, and once a month, they work a 3-hour shift on a Saturday.
Okay.
So I guess that works out to somewhere, between 10 and 11 hours per week throughout the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're in the process of hiring there. And last thing is, we do have a program on June 26th, Matt York. He got a cultural council grant. And we supported his grant application. So he's going to be here on June 26th.
Nice.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, I got to correct this director's report. This is supposed to be June 26th. I think I have July. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Glad I
Okay.
noticed that.
Yeah.
So we'll start advertising that very soon.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll get a decent crowd at the 1870.
Nice. That'll be at the 1870.
Yep.
Yes. It's a Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
But we found
Nice,
that
okay.
that is a good time.
Yeah.
It's always hard to get a good time. The
Right.
Saturdays seem to be a very busy day for most people, so Sunday's
Mhm.
a little more laid back, and we
Yep.
generally get better attendance. So
Very good.
we'll see how that goes. Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's one of the first adult programs we've had since COVID.
Nice.
So, and I think that's all I have in my director report.
All right.
Any questions on it
So-
now?
I think I'm good.
All right, then I will move to accept the director's report as amended with a few date changes.
Corrections. I will second.
A roll call vote then to accept. Lynette Wheeler, I accept. Beth Christensen,
I accept.
unanimous. Accepted as amended. And everyone's favorite report now.
Yeah.
Vehicles.
It's not my finance. It's not my favorite report. I'll tell you.
No?
I know it's not your favorite.
Yeah, as I already mentioned, we talked about the end of the year, so there's a fair amount of paperwork involved in wrapping things up. The main thing is that we have to pay bills that were, if we have invoices that came in this current fiscal year, it's we have to, if they're not going to be paid until next fiscal year, we have to encumber the funds.
Yeah.
So you have to just kind of keep in mind when you order things. Sometimes when we order books, they're not even published yet. So they get published like months later, and then all of a sudden you get an invoice. But it's really the invoice, it was attributed to the prior fiscal year. So it doesn't happen that often. After 9 years, I have a little better handle on it than I did when I started. So
Kind of learned along the way.
yeah, usually usually I'm on top of it, and we don't have to really encumber much. I guess the thing is, even if you know that there's even just a slight chance that you're not going to see this invoice until the new fiscal year, that you should encumber the monies.
Yeah.
And then we still are looking good tracking our total for expenses. Wages is fine. We should be fine there. We're probably going to be returning some monies to the town in wages.
Okay.
Expenses, this most current ledger I got is up till the beginning of May. And I just sent in a warrant, some warrants this month already that total about $5,000. And we have almost $10,000 left in expenses. So everything that is tracking well. And I still have some money to spend and bills to pay. So, and that's about it. I think I maybe need to enlist some help in working on the current spreadsheet. It's hard. I think I mentioned this a lot, is about the categories we have here for
Yeah.
different things. As far as the town is concerned, it's just like, you have this much in expenses, that's what you got. If you're going to spend more than that, it has to be from additional funds that you have, whether it's the state aid money or the money that is in the revolving account for lost books and fines that people previously paid. So we always have a little bit of a cushion if we overspend our appropriated funds. But some of these categories are dying, but they haven't gone away yet. So DVDs, CD-ROMs are kind of, a lot of these things are a thing of the past, but libraries still have them, and we still have them. So it's hard to just eliminate them altogether. But anyway, the spreadsheet like this is going to morph over time. We've made a lot of changes to it even since I've been here. So I think that's about it.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns, Beth?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I will move to accept the financial report as submitted.
I will accept it. Second it.
All right. Roll call vote to accept it as submitted. Lynette Wheeler, I approve.
Are you sure? I'm sweating it out over here.
No, I did. Beth,
I approve. I almost said
Alright.
I second. I
it's
just,
unanimously accepted as submitted.
all backwards today.
What a day. It's like the most Friday-est Thursday ever.
Isn't it?
Right?
It really- well, it's because it's such warm weather, like not all of a sudden, but it kind of feels like all of a sudden.
All week. I've been off.
Thursday actually is kind of my Friday because we're,
Well, yeah,
we're
'cause
closed
you're
on Friday.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I get to sleep a little later in the morning.
So I don't really have old business. The only old business would be to talk more about planning for addition, construction, whatever. But I feel like that's one that we should definitely have a conversation when all of us are present.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Um,
But it's definitely something that's been, on
It's
my
like-
mind.
yeah, it's something we'll
Yeah.
definitely talk about. If you, as you're between now and the next meeting, if there's something you think of, just jot it down and we'll make sure we hit all of the talking points then that way. I feel like
Yeah.
it'd be easier if she's here versus us.
Oh, absolutely.
trying
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because there's, there's
Yeah.
a lot to talk about, and I certainly don't want to get into things when she's not here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, there's still a long way to go on it too, but
Mm.
I guess
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about which direction do we need to go to get it started, but
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we are in a difficult situation in terms of renovating versus trying for a new library, but a lot of other towns are in the same boat. It's just how it is. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
We just do the best we can with what we got. I think we're
Yeah.
doing okay.
Yeah. I mean, as much as like it would stink to spend this money for the renovation when
Mhm.
we will still eventually need a new building, I think that the renovation is at least inevitable.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Our library
yeah.
accessible and functional.
And
Right.
we're a very small town, and that
Mhm.
plays a lot into it. But we still, the strength of the being in the network is that every town contributes to the ability that they can. So as long as we're carrying our weights, we can
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
be part of the
Definitely.
network, and everybody shares everything. I mean, that's really the key thing, the beauty of it. Of
Yep.
course, in your own town, you'd like to have the best facility you could possibly have.
Right.
So we need to keep fighting, or at least giving people the information they need
Yeah.
to decide, what
And
they
one of the
want to do.
things
Because
too-
it's really not up to us in the end. I mean, we look at it more closely and just try to inform everybody
Mhm.
and come up with a plan. So,
yeah.
I think we're doing our job.
Mhm.
I mean, I talk to patrons all the time about it. It's just to their level of fatigue, they might not want to hear, I can tell if when their eyes start glassing over,
Right.
they really don't want to talk anymore about whether the library is going to be renovated or we're
Yeah.
going to get a new library or what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is hard to just bring it down to the abstract and tell them everything in a minute.
Right. Right.
Since we've been discussing this ever since I got here, and
Right.
well before that. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep. All right.
No new business. Any trustees' concerns?
I do not have any.
I think my only concern is that this might be a record meeting.
Right.
Yeah, I have no concern about that either.
All right. Well, it's hard when one person is missing because I feel like the
Right.
meat of the conversation of this meeting would have been
Yeah.
more discussing the building. And
Yeah, because we can bring each other into it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
Well, we've had some short meetings, but we've had some long ones too.
I know we've had
So if it all averages out, I mean, the meeting, once you go over an hour, it just seems to,
yeah.
I mean, it can be productive, but
Sure.
I don't know if
Sometimes.
anyone's at 6 o'clock, you're just kind of ready.
Hey,
Right.
you know what? It's 80 degrees out,
Right.
Yeah,
shining.
yeah.
I don't
I
mind
know.
having a 25-minute meeting,
Yeah, exactly.
I would get the lawn chair.
right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I might stay inside because my kids are outside, but
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You need a strategy there, yeah. My grandchildren are still awake, so I might have to stay at the library for another hour or so.
Yeah, I got some cleaning up to do.
Yeah, I got this trustees meeting, it's over, but
Yeah.
right?
it's a lot to digest.
So I don't have Linda here to ask,
Mhm.
but our next meeting is scheduled for June 14th at 6 p.m., which is my daughter's birthday.
That's my son's birthday.
You have one on the 14th too?
I do. My
All right.
oldest.
Let's make an executive decision because 2
Okay.
out of 3 of us have a child with a
Right.
birthday on that day.
All
And
right.
it's a big one. My baby is going in to be double digits.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
no,
last
mine's
one. She's gonna be 10.
Wow,
Oh, wow,
yay.
that's a big one.
Yeah, it is a big one.
So you
So,
want to change the date?
yeah, I think we should change the date.
Okay.
Sure.
It kind of works for me, as I mentioned, because I always have the department head meeting on the second
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do, well, and then the 15th is the last day of school and it's a half day.
Oh, okay.
For Berlin, I don't know about us, but.
I don't either. They'll let me know when it gets
So-
close.
What is good for you? Do you want to just move it to the following Tuesday
So let's
so that
see.
it's still on a Tuesday versus moving it to later in the week?
Yeah, I don't care what days.
Let me
I'm
see.
here. This
Is it
is my
better
life.
for you, Bob?
No, it doesn't matter.
All right,
Whenever
so
you guys are available, it's fine.
let's tentatively make it for June 21st
Okay.
at
Okay.
6 p.m. And I will check with Mary and make sure the Zoom is available for that time. Although
Okay.
it seems like people are meeting in person again. I don't know if Linda's ready for that or not.
I was gonna say, we'll see, because, you know, the numbers have started going up again,
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I don't know how anybody feels about that, so,
right.
right.
you know,
Yeah, no, I'm content with
Yeah, I'm-
whichever. You know.
I'm
Yeah.
good, because, you know,
Yeah. I don't love Zoom, but it does have a certain convenience to it.
Yeah,
it does, it really
Yeah,
does, so.
yeah. All right.
All right.
So we
Well, I have a patron coming in, so,
okay.
Oh.
all right.
We do a short meeting. All right.
I'm going to
Okay.
move to adjourn the meeting at 6:28.
All right. Thank you for a
6:28.
short meeting.
Second.
Thank you.